Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Missional Money, the podcast, sponsored by Bayrock Financial. I'm Jim Munchback. I'll be your host. This is the very first episode, and I have a very important announcement for our clients, my clients, for you. So I've been promising for some time, I've got a pretty good list. You would have hopefully received an email by now if you're on that list. If you're not on that list and you want to get on it, I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But it is February 24, year of our Lord, 2022. And today was the day, or last night actually, was the day that Russia invaded Ukraine. And so if you're an investor, and I am an investor, what we're going to talk about in this podcast at Missional Money is financial planning and investment management. And if you've been watching the market like I have over the last several days and weeks, you've probably experienced a little bit of pain. I know I have. And so the markets have been kind of brutal. And last night, because of the invasion, the futures were down over 800 points at one time. Today in the market, things didn't turn out quite so bad. But over the last few days, I've had several clients reach out to me and want to talk about risk. And so I thought it was a good time to go ahead and launch the podcast and get it started. I've done a lot of work. You'll see if you're watching this in YouTube or on Facebook, you'll see that it's a video. And the video will be posted to the homepage. Every time we post an episode, you can find it at missionalmoney.com, and I'll just update the homepage. But also, I wanted you to know, if you just check out the page, this is the page right now. This is the homepage, missionalmoney.com. This is the Super Bubble Financial Planning. So this is the post that I just made for this episode, and I'll go over a couple of things there. But I wanted to point out what's on the page and why I created this page. Again, Bayrock is my company, and I'm doing this for my clients. This is the way that I want to this is the tool that I want to use, the technology that I want to use to communicate some very important things moving forward in 2022. So we're coming out with some new strategies. They're not new strategies to me. They're investment strategies, tools, and investment strategies that I've had in my toolbox for some time, including the use of options and stop losses and trailing stop losses. So we have a whole list of features, investment strategies that will be available to our clients moving forward. But they're going to require some education. And so the best way I thought to do it is to create an online course. I've been teaching online courses for some time. I teach at the University of Houston at the Bauer College of Business. So that's what I want to show you in this quick episode is what we have for you, what's being made available for you now, and where to find it. So missionalmoney.com, that's going to be kind of the central hub where you will find the resources that we're going to talk about in the next, who knows how long. We'll do this for as long as it's helpful. So missionalmoney.com, you'll see at the top of the page, we have a subscribe link, and that subscribe link will take you to basically a place to subscribe to for our email. And that should be showing a video. Let me see if I can get that to, if you're watching this, you're seeing me experience a little bit of technical difficulty. So let me just go ahead and play the video. It's a video about risk, and it's about a tool that we use at Bayrock called Riskalyze. So check it out. It's a pretty short video.
What's your risk number? How much risk do you want? How much risk do you have? How much risk should you have in your investment portfolio?
Did you know human beings are twice as concerned about avoiding losses as they are about achieving potential gains? That's the main reason humans tend to sabotage their investment plans, selling when they get scared, missing the recovery, and buying back in when the markets feel safe again. It's all about your risk number, a quantitative way to scientifically pinpoint how much risk you want, how much risk you need to take, to reach your goals and how much risk you actually have in your portfolio right now. The results are remarkable. So, how does Riskalyze work for you? First, we painlessly pinpoint how much risk you want. The old way, stereotyping investors based on your age, just doesn't work because everybody's different. You can click on our questionnaire, or we can spend a couple minutes on the phone to set your risk target. Once we determine your risk number, we'll set up your portfolio. I'll then use your portfolio's risk number and a 95% probability range to show you what's normal for your portfolio under different scenarios like 9/11 or the 2008 financial crisis. Tracking the risk in your portfolio like this helps you know what to expect in any 6-month period so that you can hang in there even when markets are volatile.
Bayrock helps you take the guesswork out of investing. Get your risk number today. It's fast, it's free, it's fun. Click on the link below or go to noriskinvesting.com today.
That subscribe button, this video will pop up and you can watch the video again if you'd like. But this is a video that I think helps you understand the tool that we use, the technology that we use to manage risk. It's the way we start our engagement with a client. If you're a client, you already know that. But it makes for a great introduction and onboarding conversation that helps us help you identify how much risk you have, how much risk you want to have, and how much risk you really need to have to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. So that's one of the first things I wanted to show, is that when you subscribe, you're kind of invited to click on that link and take our 5-minute survey, risk survey, and that's there at the top of the page. Next is that big enroll button, and this is where I wanted to just highlight the fact that I'm building a course, an online course. We're using a platform called Thinkific. I've researched and used many platforms for online courses, and I like Thinkific. I hope it works well. I know so far it's working well for my students at the University of Houston, and at the moment, for some reason, it's not loading very quickly, which is always a problem. It's why we left our last platform. But anyway, I think I may have some internet issues here today. So this is, you'll notice it's skills.munchback.com. That's just the custom domain that we used at Thinkific. But this is the course, and I want to tell you a little bit about the course, what it is, why we created it, why I'm creating it. I wanted to do some education. It's one of my favorite things to do in my role as CEO at Bayrock, is provide, good education for investors, and especially around issues related to financial planning. I wrote a book called Make Your Money Count, and that's the title of the course. The book, Make Your Money Count, includes a metaphor of a blueprint. I have a blueprint somewhere back there. But the blueprint is just a metaphor. It helps unpack the process of financial planning. And if you're a client, hopefully you've already got a copy of this. If you're not a client, if you ever come to my office, I'm here at the University of Houston at the Technology Bridge and the Innovation Center. Anytime you come to my office, I give away a book and I'll sign it for you. I'm not trying to sell books, although they will be for sale. And when you buy a book, any of my books, you help to support Maddie and Caleb, my grandkids, and you'll get to see them in some of our videos moving forward. But at any rate, Make Your Money Count is the title of the course. It will include some financial planning principles from my book, Make Your Money Count. But this is where I'm going to build. I'm going to build some tools and resources and really some training. You'll be able to go and pick and select what what pieces of the course, which lessons are helpful for you. But if you're a client, I'm going to give you a little direction, and I'm going to kind of nudge you, excuse me, I'm going to nudge you to do some of the modules or some of the tutorials that I put in there, because some of the changes that are coming, this is big news, some of the changes that are coming, including options trading and setting stop losses, including trailing stop losses. These are all new for clients in our discretionary portfolio management platform. So I manage the portfolios, but I've never haven't given clients access to options. We're going to be doing that moving forward because we're dealing with what some are calling the super bubble. We're seeing a lot of volatility in the markets. And so today's post in the first episode of Missional Money is titled Super Bubble, How to Invest in a Super Bubble. So it's an interesting topic, I think. I don't know about you, but I've got several calls from clients over the last week or two about risk and managing risk and the fear of so much volatility in the market. And that's not going to go away. And so I want to teach you and help you, whether you're a client or you're just a do-it-yourself investor managing your own investments. If you want to learn how to get through this potentially very critical time with the inflation, the inflation that we're seeing, the market manipulation from the Fed, and so many other things, including geopolitical turmoil. Again, Russia invading Ukraine, and who knows where that will go. There's going to be plenty of volatility in the stock market. Whether or not we get back to that super bubble range anytime soon is yet to be seen, but whether we do or we don't, whether the market goes up or the market goes down, or it just bounces around kind of on a level path in a tighter range, either way, anyway, no matter what happens, you need a plan. I believe your financial plan is way more important than your investment strategies, but I definitely know that investment strategies matter. So that's what I want to do in the next few weeks and months, and over the course of maybe the next year, is really help equip my clients and you, if you're investing for yourself. I want to educate you and help you understand why we do what we do. And in terms of my recommendations for you, if you're a client, there's a little quite a bit of need for me to know that you've been educated so that you can make informed decisions about the risk that you have in your portfolio. We have a wide range, almost an infinite range of investment opportunities at Bayrock. It's one of the reasons I love my job. I worked on Wall Street at Morgan Stanley in the wealth management department. That was a very interesting experience working on Wall Street. I was in a 3-year training program, and I was successful in that program. But mostly the success that I experienced was the learning, and the learning was epic. We had, at that time, my partner, I'm not going to mention his name, but he knows who he is. We had what I called an apocalypse portfolio. So for my clients who are concerned about the super bubble, I would just kind of tell you the story about this portfolio that my partner had built at Morgan Stanley. It was so easy to sell to people because of the fear. Even then, that was back in 2015, of this super bubble. Just the markets are so extended that the fear of a huge market crash was in the air. It was after 2008. Obviously, that was still fresh on our minds. And so my point is, it was easy to sell that. But the problem was, it was a disaster for our clients. Some of my clients, I stopped using that portfolio because it just made no sense to me. And I'll tell you more about that in the future, but what I want you to know today is one of the reasons that I started Bayrock is because I wanted to have the independence and the flexibility to do what I thought was best. All of my career, I've always invested, but I've never invested the way I invest now. I mean, I had to learn a lot to be able to do what I do now, certainly to be able to do it for clients, to be an investment manager. There's a lot you need to know. But one thing I was always looking for when I was an investor looking for an advisor is I wanted an advisor who would say to me, you know, I always ask advisors, what are you investing in? I figured they were smarter than me. So I always wanted to know, what are you investing in? How do you manage your money? That's, if you're smarter than I am, I would think you have a better approach than I do. So tell me what you're doing. And believe it or not, that was very difficult to find. So over the years, I've tried every strategy. I've hired every investment manager and used every mutual fund manager you can imagine. And I've come to believe that it's really more about what they're selling and how they get paid and the system that they work in. That's what determines their recommendations. You think you're getting fiduciary advice from your Wall Street advisor or your financial advisor at wherever, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, UBS, you name it. You think you're getting fiduciary advice. In other words, you think you're getting advice that's the best possible advice for you, but you're not. And you're getting advice that's barely legal half the time. And I'm not going to get into that in this episode. I just want you to know that I started Bayrock because I wanted to be independent. I wanted to know that what I'm selling clients, what I'm doing for clients, is what I would do for me. And so it's a pretty simple operation in terms of investment management. And I want to teach you how I do it, why I do it. But if you're a client, I need you to understand some of the reasons I do what I do. And if you've hired me to be your investment advisor, you've hired me to have discretion over your investments. And that's a huge amount of trust. And I appreciate that. But I really need to know that you understand the risk if you're going to take advantage of the new features we're going to have coming out very quickly. We're doing it because I'm afraid, like you're afraid, of this super bubble and the volatility that we're going to see in the market. So this is the post. You can check it out at missionalmoney.com. You'll see some videos there, including the risk video that you saw earlier. And so the subscribe button at the top of the page at missionalmoney.com. Give me your email address. You'll get notified when I post a weekly episode. You'll get access to our weekly wealth care checklist. That's going to be a valuable planning tool for you, and much, much more. And you'll be invited to enroll in the course. If you're not ready to do that, just subscribe, listen to the podcast. I promise if you listen and you follow along, I believe you're going to be convinced pretty soon that it makes sense to enroll in the course. If you're a client, same thing. I hope you find it I hope you trust me enough to enroll in the course. For those of you who have been asking for more work on your financial plan, more help, I've been telling you this is how we're going to do it, and you've been kind enough to say okay and be patient. So now it's ready to go, and so I'm looking forward to getting started with you. You'll get very personal attention as we start working on your financial plan. Even though you're using an online course, that platform is always going to be free to you. It's going to include the online course with all of the tools that I have at my disposal to make the educational process easy for you and always on demand. But in addition to that, you'll always have access to me for personal coaching sessions. And this is not just going to be available for Bayrock clients. It's available to your family. It's available to your friends. And we have about 150 codes left to make this free for 1 year. So as we get started, I'm going to be very generous in giving this away. Currently, the cost is only $45 per month if you subscribe and pay the full price. If you're a student, you get 50% off. But I'm not really trying to sell this right now. The content has not yet been created. You saw the course. When you go to the course, you'll see that it's a work in progress, but I promise you the content that's coming will be fantastic. But there's not a lot of content there right now, hardly none, but there will be. So if you're a client, that's where I'm going to ask you to participate with me and do it at your own time, your own pace. When you're ready for some actual hands-on financial planning with a certified financial planner, I'll make it very easy for you to set that up. I'll be very flexible in terms of scheduling with you and so on. So again, now I want to just show you this last tab up there. It's called Let's Make a Plan. So all of this is focused on one thing, helping you create a well-coordinated financial plan. In addition to the investment management that is important and gets the phone ringing more than anything, it's the financial planning that moves the needle on your life. And so I want to be all about the financial plan. So this is just that button right there, Let's Make a Plan, takes you to our premium planning portal. This is one of the pieces of technology that we use at Bayrock. And so you can sign up if you've already signed up. If you're a client, you probably already have a plan. If not, I will help you get it set up. You can log in if you already have a plan. And if you don't, you can set up your portal right there just by clicking on that link. And again, I'm not restricting that. You don't have to be a Bayrock client to jump in and sign up for the planning portal. Eventually, you won't get fiduciary advice if we don't have a contract. But I'm happy to help you and your family kind of clean up and update your financial plan. And I promise you that tool, the financial planning portal, it's a premium portal. It's got all the tools, including aggregation, reporting. It's got everything you need to create a compelling financial plan, and you get to get coaching from a certified financial planner along the way. And you're helping me because you're entering your own data. I'll do it for you if you want me to, but it's something that works really well when we do it together. So I'll be teaching you how to do that moving forward. So hopefully leave a comment if you like the podcast. You know what you do in iTunes, you give it a rating, a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends. Missionalmoney.com, the website's there to facilitate this new process. So back to the website, just so you can see, we've got a link to the podcast. When you click on that, it'll take you to all the places that the podcast will be played. Currently, there's no episodes, so if you clicked it right now, you wouldn't find much. It takes you, this Facebook tab right there on the website takes you to our Facebook page, and that's where we will be streaming live. This one's not streaming live, but in the future we'll be streaming live and answering questions and doing some spot coaching and whatever. This is my Twitter page, so again, all these are right there on the website. This is our YouTube channel. So all of our live videos will be posted to this channel. We'll create some playlists to support the online course and the podcast. But just so you know, the course is going to have premium videos that will be hosted at Vimeo in our professional premium plan there. But they will be also on YouTube. So we do that so that people will find it. And, you know, I would love to increase the number of families that I serve. Bayrock has been doing quite well. We've been, in business for a couple of years, and it's been working out really well. And I feel confident that it's a good time to expand the number of families that we serve in a very measured way. So the next one, LinkedIn, this little tab up there on the website, takes you to my LinkedIn page. Let's connect on LinkedIn. It's loading pretty slow, but LinkedIn is my favorite social media, and so I'll be posting to LinkedIn and to Facebook and to YouTube. But so this is today's post: how to invest in a super bubble. I'm going to scroll down and just kind of highlight some things that are coming. And again, these are investment strategies. If you're a Bayrock client, you will be hearing from me, and I'll be offering these additional features to you, but it's going to require you to sign a new agreement. I'm not going to change your fees. These are definitely more work for me, but they're also tools that will help me manage risk in your portfolio. Not just risk, but opportunity. So here, I'll just jump through a couple lists. When we talk about investing, and we'll talk about investing and financial planning, there are two kinds of accounts, basically a tax-qualified account and a non-tax qualified account. There's more to it than that, obviously, but there's two different ways to do it. We get a level 3 options approval if you're in a non-tax qualified account, but we have to add margin to your account for that, and we can do naked calls, covered calls, naked puts, and we'll do short selling. These are things we have not done in the past, and I'm excited to be able to pull these out of the toolbox. But again, it's going to be with select clients who are willing to learn a little bit, because I want to make sure you understand the risk. When we do something like a stop loss, there is a lot more risk in that. If you're trying to make money in a short period of time, a stop loss is a good way to try to do that. But it's also got some risk. And I'll explain that to you. We'll do an entire lesson on stop losses, including trailing stops, and covered calls, and naked puts, and spreads. And I'll go over each of these strategies so that you understand them if you're interested. So currently, by the way, our portfolio management involves really focusing on the S&P 500, and there are 11 sectors in that. Moving forward, we're going to be identifying the best stocks in those sectors, identifying the sectors that have the most opportunity moving forward for growth. And we're going to pick a few of the best stocks out of the best sectors, and we're going to actually put those individual stocks into portfolios. Again, that's a different level of risk, and we're going to have a conversation about it, because right now your agreement doesn't give me your investment policy statement doesn't include individual stocks. I mean, I could do that, but I want to have a conversation with you if you want to do that. So that's one thing, just individual stocks, how we select them. And, again, we've not short sold a stock at Bayrock. It's not something I've done a lot of in my own life. I short the market in different ways, and those are tools that I'm bringing out for clients now. But again, it's more risk. So I want to have a conversation with you if you're a client to make sure before we do that. If you're not a client, you're going to learn. If you come along, you'll get to learn. I'll teach you how these strategies work, when they work, and we have an opportunity to take advantage of what's coming in the market. Volatility is actually something that gives us a lot more opportunity if we're able to, switch hit. It's not just when the market's going up. You can make a lot of money when the market's going down, but it is a skill set that requires a lot of focus, and I'm committing to do that for you and for myself. But it is, again, something that's very new, and that's why I wanted to do this episode of Missional Money to introduce what's coming and what's now available. There'll be much more to come. Please subscribe. If you're a Bayrock client, I'm going to send you emails until you tell me not to, and then I won't send you any more emails. If you're not a client, you'll need to subscribe, and I'll send you an email each week with kind of an overview of what's going on and what's being added to the course, and you'll also get notified that, we've got a new episode on the podcast. Again, if you like YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, and you'll get notified. You'll get pestered. You'll get somebody coming and giving you harassment to let you know that a new video has been posted. Inside the course, though, we'll have those videos posted on our premium Vimeo channel, so you don't have to worry about advertisements. So what else? Subscribe to the podcast if you like to listen. If you're like me, I like to walk and listen. You'll be able to listen. But if you want to watch the videos, each of the episodes will be a video, and it'll be live streamed to YouTube and Facebook. So you'll be able to watch the video. So I'm going to close out for now. First episode, I want to get it posted to iTunes, so there's something there in the morning. And if you're a client, again, I'll be contacting you soon to set up a meeting to just do a risk review and find out how you feel about these new strategies and if you want to participate in them. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. And thank you very much for those of you who have trusted me to manage your money. I appreciate it. And I promise you that I think this will be fun, but I promise you I'll do my very best to help you learn the things that I think you'll want to learn and need to learn, whether you're a new investor or someone that's just trusting your advisor to do the best things for you. I want you to be informed, because knowing and having some clarity in your financial plan and understanding what's going on in your financial life, that kind of clarity gives you more confidence. And I believe if you have more clarity and more confidence, you're going to have more contentment in your financial life. And that's really the main point of my book, Make Your Money Count, connecting your resources to what matters most. So that's what a financial plan does. It helps you connect your financial choices and decisions to the things in your life that matter the most. And so I can help you do that if I understand those. If I understand what matters most to you, I can help you create a plan that will really move the needle on your life. And that's what I want to do. But to do that, I need your help. To use these tools the way they're designed to be used in a collaborative way with you and me and your family and your advisors. All of these things, they take a lot of time and effort, but I'm going to make it easy. We have tools we've never had before, and I've learned how to use them through COVID, really, in terms of online training and using these tools to make it easy for you to do things you may have never believed you could do. I can do things today using this Mac computer that I never dreamed I could do 5 years ago. So I hope you'll join me, and I appreciate it again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing. I'll see you next time.